I'm just telling you, you got to put your seatbelt on when you meet this woman.
So my first year, I sold one house and didn't think much of it. I think the key to my real estate success was coming from corporate background.
Good afternoon, SLAE. She leads and empowers. We are here for another episode today, and we are joined by a powerhouse who's leading and empowering in the real estate market. Our special guest today is EXP Realty agent, icon agent to be specific, Monika DeRoussel. So thank you so much for being here today, Monika.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I am thrilled to have you here. Monika, I'm just telling you, you got to put your seatbelt on when you meet this woman, because not only is she an icon agent, which is the highest honor that can be received from an EXP Realtor, she's been a national trainer as well. In addition to that, she's originally from Czechoslovakia. She speaks 5 languages, and she has 5 children.
She's nuts.
Just such an underachiever. She's really a powerhouse. And today we're going to talk about what's happening in the real estate market, the change in the technology, the change with some of the lawsuits and things that are going on right now, and where things are going. Monika's expertise is in the luxury industry. Though she services many people, she is definitely a luxury agent. And Monika, I'd love to start today with the beginning. What inspired you to pursue a real estate career?
I think God's sense of humor. So previously I was working for a 3M company and I love my job. I had the dream job. I had the best job in the world. I love 3M. I love everybody I work with. And we got transferred to Cincinnati. So I was always interested in real estate because coming from Eastern Europe, real estate is in complete different dynamics over there. So I thought I'm going to get my real estate license just to learn basics, so I can be more educated when it comes to real estate transactions. So we moved here for 2 years. And I sold one house my first year. Everybody told me I'm not going to make it because I am not originally from Cincinnati. Cincinnati is small town. Everybody has realtor. And for, smaller town, we have about 9,000 real estate agents servicing Cincinnati. So a lot. So it's very competitive for real estate people to break in, especially coming from the outside. So my first year, I sold one house and didn't think much of it. It was just fun hanging out with friends, showing houses and having a good time. And then I sold 5 houses following year, and then our transfer got extended for additional year, and my business went from 5 houses to 35 houses that year. And I look at my husband and I said, this is what I'm going to do. And so we stayed in Cincinnati, and my business has been continually growing and growing and growing, and we have been blessed with the best people. So I am so glad I took that real estate license when I did. It was in 2005. So I've been in business 19 years, and I could not ask for a better profession. But I think the key to my real estate success was coming from corporate background, having the financial marketing background, being, Six Sigma trained at 3M. I mean, that strong background coming from corporate world was what helped me and positioned me for successful launch in real estate business.
Yes, and I'm sure it makes you a fiercer negotiator, excuse me. So, when you look at this, how does your business and finance background give you more power to serve your clients, to negotiate, and just to be a more powerful agent?
Well, the blessing is real estate is very data driven. We have so much data. So when we're going to list price, you have to look at the data and take your emotions out of the way. So it's the same approach as Six Sigma. Six Sigma is data driven decision. Just because you like specific flavor or specific whatever color doesn't mean that's what consumer wants. So when you list house, pricing your property aggressively and right is key to the successful transaction. People go, why is the house not sold? And there are 2 things in real estate why property is not selling. It's a price and condition. And so if the price is right, even the condition sometimes is not perfect, the house will sell. And so, my business was built on the referral basis where people will say to each other, if you want to hear the truth and somebody who knows the numbers, call Monika. And and I would go on these listing appointments and I would say, I understand you want to make, this number of dollars, 500,000, but the market supports 450. So, you have a gap and we can list lower and hope for the price. The market is basic economics. supply demand, and supply demand, basic economics drives prices up and down. If there's nobody looking at the houses, like in 2008 or 9, we would have 180 listings sitting on the market. You had to give them away. In 2024, the year we in, I was doing report for news yesterday, and I said, there are markets around Cincinnati, I have 0 listings. So it doesn't matter how much money you have, I have no listing between 500,000 and up. So whatever amount of money you have, if you say, I want to live in that suburb, good luck. I have nothing to sell you. So the prices are going up in these markets because there is no supply.
There is such a shortage of inventory right now. And when there is a decent place on the market, I know a lot of times that can bring one of those situations where you have multiple offers coming in. How do you, with your experience, navigate through a multiple offer situation, whether you're representing the buyer or you're the listing agent?
Well, you always put your clients first. And sometimes, when we represent buyers, you're just transparent. If there's a cash offer, the chances could be slim we're gonna win. But let's put your best foot forward and see if we can position you to at least be, to win. And so we use a lot of escalation clauses. We clean up offer, and the questions are you comfortable buying house, with the inspection for information only? Everything is fixable, just gonna cost you money. So if you're comfortable buying property, knowing the defects we're gonna discover during inspection. I'm not a big fan of not inspecting properties, but we usually go with the inspection just for information only. So you have a knowledge and you're aware that those are problems you will be fixing as a new homeowner. And then, tweaking appraisal. If appraisal comes at the lower level, do we have additional cash sitting in bank to cover these gaps? Are you flexible? Sometimes we win offers on the closing and occupancy, but this market is amazing because the agents who are proactive, I typically call listing agent, and the question is, what is it that your seller wants? And sometimes the seller obviously wants the most money, but I have a lot of sellers today that number one goal is to finish school year. So, if you get $10,000 less on the purchase offer, but you allow the seller to finish school year until May 26th, you're gonna win. And it takes proactive buyer's agent to make that phone call and understand. I mean, we won multiple offer situation on Saturday, which was hysterical because the seller put on marketing remarks that the swing set and trampoline is excluded and they want to finish school year. And my buyer was okay with it. And the listing agent said, it's the funniest thing. You're the only agent who paid attention to marketing remarks, excluding swing set and trampoline and desired closing date. And I don't know if we were the most money, but we got the house. So I tell people, you need to be proactive and understand sellers' wants. And it's not always the money. But there are so many agents. I'm sitting on both sides of transaction. I'm a listing agent. People send me offers. They don't even call me. It goes to spam. Like, please notify me. I'm sending you offer. Please confirm. So it's our job. It's people hire us as their representation. It's our diligence to reach out to the other agent and say, what will it take for us to be positioned as the number one offer on the table and get accepted? And I mean, we winning. Last week, we had so many multiple offer situations, 17, 11, 14 offers, and we win. And so we're gaining market share. A lot of people are referring us, their kids, their cousins, nephews, saying, I know, like we just closed on the young couple, Justin was his name. They looked for 2.5 years. And we got them accepted on the first offer we wrote. And he's like, where have you been on my life? But his coworker referred me to him because he was like, I am so done. I don't know how people are supposedly getting in these houses when we've been looking and losing house for 2.5 years. We brought one offer and got them in close within 30 days. And so we're gaining market share because we know how to position people to win. But it's not that we better. I just take that extra step and, call listing agent. What is it that the seller is looking for to win? And so many times it's not just the, dollar amount. It's occupancy, it's swing sets, it's, appraisal gaps. I mean, each house is different and unique, and that's why it's so much fun. You never know how you're gonna win.
That's incredible. So clearly your attentiveness, your business schools, your business background, your negotiation skills are awesome, but you're also really known for innovative use of technology. So in your 19 years, can you explain how you've seen the role of technology shift the industry and how you're specifically taking advantage of that to build your business and help your clients?
Well, I think, as we get older and I'm getting to that age, my kids are, in 20s, they go, Mom, but you have to keep up with that. Change is so good. EXP is the best company out there when it comes to technology. I came from Remax, 17 years of Remax, but what EXP is giving to us as agents, it's unstoppable. The tools, the technology is unbelievable. We are so blessed with our founder, Glenn Sanford, leading the way and pushing technology. And when you get to these 50, 60 years old, a lot of people get intimidated. I don't want to do videos. I don't want to do social media. I don't want to do whatever, TikTok. But you got to go where consumers are looking. I mean, I don't want to be doing YouTube videos, but we're just launching one because I know consumers are looking at YouTube about specific markets. If you're moving from Chicago to Cincinnati, you want to know which markets to explore and live. And so we just launched YouTube channel, we recording video, and it's like you have to go with the change because change is the best thing that will happen to your business. And I coach and train my agents like video is the future of the business. And a lot of people go, I don't like video. And I'm like, well, people gonna meet you face to face, they're gonna see your face, they're gonna hear your accent, like they're gonna know you and see you. So you can really hide. You just have to go with the flow. And artificial intelligence, like I love all these new things. It excites me. It gives you new flavor to the business. Like that artificial intelligence, I play with it for market reports, for newsletters for our clients, for marketing remarks. I mean, I'm like, how is that thing so smart?
It's
And I
smarter than we
love
are,
it
doesn't it
because
seem like
it
it?
even spells everything correctly with my, English spelling. I'm like, this is the best thing. Where were you 20 years ago? So I get excited. Instead of people getting intimidated, I think, just embrace, learn because it's so exciting. I tell people, can you imagine not learning cell phone and you would still be attached to the wall talking to people? Like I wouldn't get any business done because I'm in the car all day. So I love the change. I love technology and I like learning. I always love to learn new things. And it takes some tools do take time. I'm not saying I'm not the most technical human you will meet, but you learn efficient way to use technology. Like EXP offers us KV Core, and it's unbelievable lead generation platform. And people come to me and ask me to coach them and train them on KV Core. And I said, I'm the last technical person probably EXP has, but I learned the basic skills. How can I use KV Core to run Facebook ads? How can I use KV Core to boost property, to get buyers, to get exposure on my listings? And we selling listings that we promote through KV Core, and we picking up 5 to 7 buyers on every listing. But KV Core is so complicated. It's like PhD in real estate. So like you dive into it and you get overwhelmed. It's so overwhelming. So then I step back and I said, okay, let's take baby steps. Like, this is PhD in real estate. I might not be there yet, but let's just learn the basic skills that's gonna bring us business. And we sliced it and diced it and broke it to the basic kindergarten level. And now people are calling me to coach them KV Core. I'm like, I don't know KV Core. I just know basics to get business.
You know how to squeeze what you need out of
Oh
it and
yeah, I'm very
generate income,
efficient
that
business
which is
owner.
smart. You've learned what pays you. So I love your mindset. And so many people resist change, fight change, they don't want to get uncomfortable. One of the things I would love to hear your perspective on is there's a big change coming on right now in the United States due to the lawsuits that have taken place against the National Association of Realtors. And if someone is listening to this and they're not familiar with it, it's really essentially challenging the structure that has been existing for Lord knows how long of how real estate agents are paid. So I'd really love to hear your perspective. What do you think about that? What are the pros and cons of where that will impact the real estate industry long term?
I'm very excited. It's the change that was kind of needed in this real estate business because we have a lot of agents. And I mean, we call them Hobby Lobby. Like we have a lot of agents who sell 1 or 2 houses. And I was one of them when I started, right?
Yes.
So you will have people, first agents getting into the business. But I think this change is amazing because it's gonna clean up real estate profession from people who really don't want to do 7 days, full-time professional real estate agent profession.
Mm,
And I think it's gonna show the value of real estate agents. Commission was always negotiable, and 99% of transactions are conducted with a buyer's agent on the other side. As we discussed, the real estate market has so much data. So you can go back and say how many houses sold without agents. And I know in our market, but across the country, more than 80% of real estate transactions for last 40 plus years had real estate agents representation on the buyer side. So
mhm.
it's something consumer needed and demanded, because if you think about it, it's the largest transaction of people's lives. And
Yes.
we sell house, every other day. So I can imagine my 20 years old kids going to real estate transaction, not even know like, okay, what's the first step? It's getting pre-approval. Okay, you pick your favorite house. What's next? Like, what's next? What's next? I mean, that's the most frequently asked questions from the buyer. What do we do next? Who do I call next? How do I schedule inspection? Who do we call for repairs? So not having that hand holding, advisor along the way for 45 days, it's going to cause more lawsuits, I believe in my heart, than helping anybody. And
Mm.
so commission was always negotiable. And I believe it's going to be so good because we're going to drop a lot of part-time agents, and people who will remain in the business are truly going to become real estate consultants and professionals, and their business is going to continue to grow and strive. So I'm very excited because it's going to show the consumer true value of real estate professionals, especially in multiple offers. So I can imagine Justin, that we just purchased him home. He has been looking for 2.5 years, securing that home without us. So I am so excited. I tell my friends and family, everybody's like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, I am going to double my business. I can't wait. I'm like, bring it on, because I'm so excited. And it shows the value. Like I tell my kids and, friends and family, like I can't imagine anybody getting into real estate transaction without me, because we've closed over 2,000 transactions. And it's like heart surgeon. When you have somebody who did heart surgery 2,000 times, you feel very comfortable and relaxed going to life-threatening situation. Now, real estate is not life-threatening, but having somebody who has conducted over 2,000 real estate transactions should make you feel easy and relaxed. We tell people, no news, it's great news. There's a lot of work behind the scene, and we will make it happen. We'll take you from start to finish, and we're gonna get you keys in 45 minutes. So enjoy the ride and let's get started. So I'm very excited, and I think it's a good change for real estate industry.
So there's going to be, obviously, from what you're saying, a lot of people who kind of do it as a part-time, almost side hustle. It's going to come down to the serious people who now just the serious realtors will stay in the game. And do you believe it will maintain being a percentage? Do you think people will switch to like consulting fees, or do you think everyone's going to take their own approach?
I think time will show. So when you look at the data, it's like for sale by owner. When we go for sale by owner, we tell people, I understand you're trying to save the money, but let's look at data. Whether you like me or not, let's look at the numbers. If you hire me as your listing agent, it's going to cost you additional 3%. We're still paying buyer's agent 3%. It has been standard, for 40 years forever. So if you pay buyer's agent, whatever you decide to pay them, and you hire us for 3% list side commission, the research shows for sell by owner, it, ends up with 10 to 15% less in their pocket. So that 3% should have said that 15% I am going to fight for and bring to your pocket. So when you look at the basic data, the writing is on the wall, and people do try for sell by owner, but majority of for sell by owner end up with a real estate professional after 6 months, 8 months, or a year. The data shows even if you try, not everybody is successful for sell by owner, and there's a reason. There's so many things a good real estate agent will do: promote, advertise, bring clients to your property, negotiating, inspection, appraisal problems. Like there's a lot of, we do behind the scenes. So I'm excited. I don't know if it's gonna, go to consulting based fees or commission, percentage, but the time will show. And I don't, it has always been negotiable. So, the commission is always between seller and the agent. So I am just excited to see what's coming out of it.
Well, first of all, I think you wake up excited. I love
I
your
do.
I think you probably open your eyes and you're excited first thing in the morning. But also, it sounds like with your mindset, your experience, and your techniques, that you will probably pick up a lot of the business from people who will choose to drop out at this time. So I have no doubt you'll dominate even more than you already are. So here you are, you've been a big speaker and you've done so many different things and had so much success in the industry. As I mentioned, you're an icon agent. What is in the future? What mountain are you climbing next? Do you have any new goals for where you want to take your real estate career?
Yeah, I would love to, do more of a high-end luxury business. I love to sell, high-end homes just because the clientele is business professionals. We have so much in common. I love the way they think, they operate. And I am, being mom of five, I'm very efficient when it comes to listing and selling home. I understand people's inconvenience. I understand showings during soccer practices. Like, I get what family goes through listing and selling homes. So I love that clientele, families with the kids, just dynamics. And we are very efficient. We have checklists for everything, we have checklists before we take pictures. We have checklists once you get offer accepted, congratulations, because we run this business so efficiently. Like we tell people, next week I need 1, 2, 3. And they go, what's next? Let's get 1, 2, 3 done. When we finish 1, 2, 3, we have a new checklist for you. So we kind of get the ball rolling by checklist, baby steps to big success. Because I tell my buyers and sellers, if I tell you 25 steps between today and next month, you will be so stressed and overwhelmed. So let's just take baby steps, and we run it so efficiently. People go, I didn't even know we were buying or selling house. You made it so easy and so smooth. So my goal is to serve more people, make it as smooth and uneventful as possible, because it is so stressful. Moving is so stressful, but our goal is to make it Ritz-Carlton experience, so people feel like this was so easy. Like, we just made it happen so easy and smooth. And that's my goal, to serve more people and make them feel like it's not as challenging as they thought. And hopefully, they refer us to their friends and family.
Absolutely. So I know in Cincinnati, you have a tremendous business. You also help real estate investors. And obviously, before we wrap up, I want to make sure people have your contact information. But let's say someone's listening to this and they're not in Ohio, they're somewhere else in the country. And they're going, wow, Monika's amazing. How do I pick or find an agent? So if somebody is looking for a realtor and they're not in your neck of the woods, what advice would you give them to locate it? Because there, like you said, there's so many real estate agents out there. How do they find somebody who's almost as good as you if they're looking outside the Ohio market?
Yeah, we have, the blessing of EXP. We do have referral network within the company. And I have a lot of clients moving all over the country. And usually they come to me and say, Monika, my parents' house in Miami is gonna go for sale. I want you down there. Well, I don't have me down there because I'm licensed only in Ohio, but let me get you somebody like me that I know and trust. And the easiest question consumer can ask agent is, how many transactions have you closed last year? Because it's experience that matters. We are navigating consumer through the most difficult transactions of their lives. People move typically 1, 2, 3 times max, right? And it's having somebody's like, think about heart surgeon, somebody who does it 3 times a day versus somebody who does it once a week, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I tell people. Just ask the agent you're considering hiring. How many transaction deals did you close last year? I have a client moving to Austin. Somebody referred them, on Facebook. And I said, hey, did you guys ask how many deals they did last year? And she said, no, I didn't think about it. She called me back. She's like, oh my gosh, she did 3. Can you get me somebody with more experience? Because you want to make sure you have an agent who is looking off market property, who can negotiate for you and get you successful closing. Like, there's so many things. So having experience, I would highly encourage every consumer say, how many transactions have you done last year? Because that experience is gonna get you successful outcome.
It's so funny you say that because we had a friend years ago who was going to sell a house and his cousin had just gotten his real estate license and he had a beautiful home. And I'm going, no, no. I was like, I know you like your cousin, but who's going to know what they're doing? So it is a
Well, and
really
it's a
strong piece of
blessing to
advice.
bless your family. And I always tell my agents, like, that's the best gift and compliment. I want my cousin sell it. But, if a cousin is newer agent, there's nothing wrong reaching out to mentor. or somebody with more experience and say, hey, can you co-list with me? And, people say, well, I don't want to share my commission. You're paying for experience, and you're going to end up getting your family member more dollars than you could without having professional mentor or coach or whatever you call to get you to happy ending. And then the family's going to refer you every cousin, nephew, whoever needs, and your business is going to take off. So it's the price that we pay for learning. These good mentors and
Brilliant
coaches are so
solution.
worth it.
That's such a brilliant solution. Then they can still love on their cousin,
Yeah,
but
because
not get a horrible
you
deal.
don't want
Yeah.
to cut off your family member. It just doesn't feel right. I tell people you're still gonna have Thanksgiving dinner with them, so make sure you do it right. But bringing mentor or coach or somebody who has done X number of transactions a year might go a long way.
Brilliant solution. So before we wrap up, Monica, if someone wants to reach out to you, they'd love to have you as their realtor, or maybe they are in that situation where they're like, wow, she's amazing, but I'm here and she could maybe guide me. Can you share social media, website, any way that people can find you, please?
Yeah, people can find us. My fastest, easiest way is my cell phone, 513-289-1039. We are on Instagram, MDeRoussel, Facebook, MDeRoussel. We just launched YouTube channel, Monika DeRoussel. So we on every platform, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it, it's MDeRoussel, and DeRoussel, it's spelled DeRoussel.
Phenomenal. And last but not least, I just have to ask this. If somebody is starting a real estate career and they want to be like you when they grow up, is there any words of wisdom that you would pass on to somebody? Because you went from one a year to a couple a year, and now you're an icon agent. What would you tell somebody starting out on how they can be great and have wonderful success like you?
I think, I was a professional athlete in my previous life. And I was a runner, I ran for my country. And when you run, for example, you want to break 4-minute mile, or you want to, run specific time. You cannot run with people who run 9-minute miles. You have to find somebody who can push you to that level. So I tell the agents, surround yourself with people who have done this before you and just learn, be open, ask questions. What does it take to go to that level? And there's no secret formula. It's a hard work. And 99% of people don't want to hear that, and they don't want to do it. And I tell all my new agents, there is no secret sauce I can give you. If you do A, B, C, D every day for 365 days, it's going to happen. I'm a living proof. I sold one house my first year of real estate. Now we consistently selling about 100 plus houses every year. And I'm the one who went from one house to 100 plus houses a year, but it was built on grinding. So there's no shortcuts. I wish I can tell people, yeah, just sit, in Starbucks and see if somebody wants to sell a house. It's a lot of grinding, but if you do your part, the rest will follow. Just surround yourself with people who have done this before, and they will pull you. They will take you where you want to go, but you got to do the heavy lifting.
Brilliant advice. Mentorship and who do you hang around? Those are the keys. I tell that to my son every day, but I only have one. Not so God bless you. So all of you have hopefully gotten so much out of Monica, 5 languages, 5 children, over 100 transactions a year. And she wakes up with a gigantic smile and a positive attitude every day. So Monica, thank you so much for joining us. It's really been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Cheers.